people. It is Friday, January the 3rd. The time is 4:40 in the afternoon. And it is a chilly -2, but feeling more like -10 with the wind chill today. We have returned to wintry temperatures here in Toronto after a bit of mild rainy weather around New Year's. And I think it's expected to stay quite frigid in the city over the next little while. But still no snow, as you can see. Some areas all around the city, though, are getting plowed with snow, with major snow squalls resulting in like 30, 40, 50 centimeters of snow and more in some cases. But pivoting away from weather, the reason for this walk is I'm making my way along Bloor Street right now, heading west. Just approaching Yonge and Bloor. But I'll continue over to Bay, and then I'm going to make my way into a curious shopping center known as Cumberland Terrace, which over the years has steadily declined to dead mall status. There's been a proposal to redevelop the Cumberland Terrace for many years now, but nothing has been moving forward on that development proposal. But just recently, it's come to my attention that there seems to be some movement inside the mostly dead mall. That seems like maybe they're preparing to completely vacate the space, which might mean that that development proposal is perhaps on the verge of moving forward now. And that would mean the end of Cumberland Terrace, which would of course be demolished and replaced with a new tower development. So I've done a couple of videos through Cumberland Terrace before, when it was still a functioning but mostly vacant little downtown shopping mall here in the Bloor-Yorkville neighborhood. It's connected to the mini path that runs all around Bloor-Yorkville, which connects it to the Manulife Center Mall and the former Hudson's Bay Center. But I'm not sure what the current situation is, so I thought we'd go take a look at what might be the last days of the Cumberland Terrace Mall before it meets the Wrecker's Ball. I think they're removing fixtures and shutting off escalators and that sort of thing. So I'm not sure how easy it'll be to walk around through the mall, if I can even go up from one level to another or not. And at one time it was a bustling little shopping center here in Bloor-Yorkville, popular with office workers in the area and lots of the retail employees all through the Mink Mile here. There's the Manulife Center. That mall is doing okay. It's quite healthy. I've done some videos in the Manulife Center as well. So we're approaching Bay Street. Is Bay and Bloor. This area overall is doing quite well these days, though. Lots of new retailers have moved in, lots of others have expanded or relocated within the neighborhood, such as the new Tiffany store that will be moving to this corner from down the street, with a much more prominent location here. heading north on Bay Street. And Cumberland Terrace is just right up ahead. You can see it's just a two-story complex here attached to an office building. It's like not much upkeep has been taking place on the exterior or interior of the mall. Cumberland Terrace remains open. Well, let's see. See, the escalator is not accessible. It says temporarily out of service. No, it's currently out of service. Will it come back into service? And this is still here. This is one of the only places that has been continuously operating ever since I've been doing these sorts of videos. See, major developments are popping up all around the mall. You can imagine that the potential for this location is off the charts in the eyeballs of developers. And like I said, there is a plan for some new towers to replace this mall. I guess I can get up to the second level there if I can't find an operating escalator. It seems to be pretty much in the same condition as my last visit. Some people are still coming here to get a bite to eat and take a load off. I think that is Yonge Street right out there. So this is attached to the big office tower at 2 Bloor West on this end of the mall. This escalator is working. We'll go up. I never really walked through this mall when it was all healthy and bustling back in the day. So I can only imagine what it was like back then. I'm sure someone who might be watching would remember those days and might have something to add in the comments. We're walking past that same area, but one level up now. Seems like most of the life that is still left here is down on the main level. And the bottommost level that we haven't gone to yet is the path level. That's really, you'll find connections to the other little shopping centers around Yonge and Bloor, as well as 2 subway stations. So maybe I'll take the stairs to go down to the bottommost level rather than go all the way back to the escalators again. Because I think this is just Deadsville all the way back over to Bay Street. Can get a better view of the construction site across the street. Another very tall tower of over 60 stories is just beginning to rise now, right beside another one of over 60 stories that has recently topped out. I think the proposal for this mall that will be redeveloped into more towers of around the same height. So here's those escalators we saw at the beginning that weren't operating. All right, actually here's stairs again right here. So let's go down to the path level. Actually, it doesn't look like I can go down to the path level from here. Or maybe I can. Okay, there's one more staircase. There's a guy getting in out of the cold there in the stairwell. This is the path level. This is where you can access the subway stations. As well as the connecting shopping centers such as the Holt Renfrew Center and the Manulife Center. That's how you get to them through that doorway. And here's Bay Subway Station. As I mentioned, the Manulife Center is doing fine, as is the little path area of the Holt Renfrew department store. It's an upscale department store. And this was the food court. And nothing much going on here these days in terms of operating businesses. I see some people have like drinks and things. I'm not sure where they got them. It's okay, man. It's okay. This is the only place that seems to be open here. I said a dingus telling me not to videotape with my high-end Osmo Pocket camera. I don't see any VHS insert in the camera anywhere. There's a way to get into the Holt Renfrew store. Way to get into Holt Renfrew again. I think we're almost done with the Cumberland Terrace, though. I think I've covered most of it. Because now we're coming into the Young Bloor area where the Hudson's Bay Center store was, as well as Bloor-Young subway station. And the office tower that I mentioned earlier, except actually this one's across Yonge Street now, the other office tower at 2 Bloor East. All of a sudden now you can see things are a lot more alive and a lot more occupied. So this is like night and day compared to the Cumberland Terrace. Once upon a time, Cumberland Terrace was more like this, if you can believe it. Not that I ever saw that with my own eyes, though. There's Bloor-Young subway station. And there's a functioning food court in here as well. We do have some vacancies here, though. But I would imagine in this location, these vacancies probably have a good hope of being leased in the not too distant future. This is also connected to the W Hotel. Of course, the Hudson's Bay department store is long gone now. few more vacancies over on this end. What is this? I think this is the food court. It seems to be doing quite well. Except for this spot here. And I think that's the way out over there. It'll take you over to Park Road at Bloor Street. But let's kind of backtrack and make our way into the Holt Renfrew Center. So we'll get another look at this part of the mini path here.
I wouldn't say I get super angry. Definitely not angry.
And whew, it is hot in here when you have your big winter coat on. One of my least favorite things about cold weather, you need to bundle up to stay warm when you're outside. Then if you have to go inside anywhere, you're boiling to death unless you carry your coat or something. So a lot of these people are making their way to the subway station. Bloor-Yorkville station is the busiest subway station in the whole subway network here in Toronto. It's a major interchange station between line 1 and line 2. That's another way out onto Bloor Street. Got some music I'll talk over. At least security doesn't seem to care that I'm walking around recording. That random dingus back in Cumberland Terrace seemed to care more than anyone. Or as he called it, videotaping. All right, back into Cumberland Terrace. This sign is hearkening back to better days. Cumberland Terrace, welcome shops, welcome food court. Not anymore. Maybe shops is accurate if you think of it as like 3 or 4, I guess. And there was one functioning place in the food court, so not a complete lie, but you'll be plenty disappointed. I think you're going to find a lot going on. So one last look at the dead mall. Perhaps, maybe, soon to meet the Wreckers Ball. Here's the Holt Renfrew Center now. There's another little mini path section here. And the actual department store itself.
See you tomorrow.
This is doing quite well as well. There's how you get into Cumberland Terrace over there. So we looked down this way from over there earlier.
This isn't the mall, it's kind of like the path, like all that connections.
Access to Bloor Street. And here's the lowest level of the Holt Renfrew store. I think it has 3 retail levels. It's a large, very upscale department store. I think the mini path for this section sort of peters out over here. This will take you up into another store. That's at street level. And is this another way to get back into the Cumberland Terrace? Yes, it is. We walked past there earlier, looking into here. So we won't go back into Deadsville. I think I'll take us into the Manulife Center. That guy knows how to do the path right. He's just got a t-shirt and shorts on. Or the mini path, anyway. All right, now we're going under Bloor Street. People are on a mission trying to get to their subway trains. And we're inside the Manulife Center. There's an entrance to Italy. So this is the lowest level of the center, and there are 2 levels above this. Like I said, this mall is doing quite well. It's attached to an office tower as well as a very tall residential building. And here's the big Indigo bookstore, one of the biggest downtown bookstores. And they still have their Christmas decor up here. There's a city market there. This is the main level. It'll take you out to Bay Street. A little map here, but it's not really showing the whole center. I miss the maps of old in shopping malls where they just had a static map with an actual layout of the entire mall that you could just look at. Another way to get into the Indigo store. And lots of nice Christmas decor on here. I never came inside here during my Christmas walk through the area, looking at all the decor in Bloor-Yorkville. Looks like I missed out then a little bit. It is busy here. Let's really get back down to the path level that we came in at. And there's one more level above this level where the movie theaters are. It's a Cineplex multi-screen cinema, as well as the Italy also. But I'm going to head back out onto Bloor Street. Here on the Mink Mile. And I'm going to start to wrap up the walk. I hope you enjoyed a look at what seems to be the last days of the Cumberland Terrace. Bloor-Yorkville's dead mall. Perhaps soon to meet the Wrecker's Ball. And it certainly hadn't improved since my last visit. It didn't look much worse though. It looked about the same to me. So I guess time will tell when it does meet its ultimate fate. Maybe I'll manage to do one more video before that day comes. But for the time being, I hope you enjoyed this walk through the Bloor-Yorkville underground shopping area. In addition to the Cumberland Terrace, we checked out the mini path around Bloor-Young subway station, and then the Holt Renfrew Center, and most of the Manulife Center, except for that uppermost floor where the movie theaters are. So I hope you enjoyed. As I said, leave a comment down below, let me know your thoughts, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and also make sure to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. And you can also support the channel by becoming a channel member, or by sending a super thanks if you prefer. And you can find me on Instagram also under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and thanks to all the channel members. And be sure to keep checking back because, as always, I will continue